KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson, celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus Hyundai, home of the Kona electric vehicle, an electric heart with an SUV soul. Test drive yours today at Cars Plus. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Starting now on your Christmas Eve edition of Prime Time, the governor signs into law a policy to help school-age girls for the better. Nestor Lecanto has that story. Plus, Daniel Perez tells you the very latest on FEMA personnel on the island. And a generous donation was made to frontliners at GMH and the Guam Medical Association. Joe Nuggan-Charpers has full details. Good evening and Hafa Day, everyone. Happy holidays to you and yours. I'm Jason Salas, and these are your Christmas Eve top stories. Well, it's a simple law that will change the lives of thousands of school-age girls on the island for the better. Nestor Lecanto reports in our top story on the lasting impact of the Period Poverty Act of 2021.
Governor Leon Guerrero's signature capped a 7-year effort by the Guam Youth Congress to get their adult counterparts to recognize what they knew would be a life-changing measure for so many of their classmates. Youth Speaker Stephanie Lorenzo says it's a direct result of social advocacy and action by youth leaders past and present.
Access to these menstrual products is a right. Feeling clean, confident, and capable during their menstrual cycle is a necessity. The passage of this bill showcases Guam's role as a leader in lawmaking, as we now join states such as California, Illinois, New Hampshire, and Virginia, who all have legislation in place that provides menstrual products to their public school students.
The Period Poverty Act, sponsored by Senator Amanda Shelton at the request of the Youth Congress, requires all schools to provide and stock free female menstrual products for students who can't afford them. Vanji Cepeda, chairperson of the Guam Academy Charter School, says it's a shame it took 7 years.
Every young woman needs to be provided the dignity to have this available in the school. Something as easy and as small as this enhances them and encourages them to go to school and not have to make this be an obstacle. When this bill was discussed, you'll be amazed how many of them said, "Come on, Ms. Cepeda, you're serious? We can use the money to do something more useful." I said, "You don't have a problem with it because you can provide that to your daughter." But how many of those that are not able to do that? Why should they be stifled, or why should they not go to school because their dignity is taken away?
To the thousands of our island students that this law will benefit, this is our commitment to you and your future, since now the days wondering if you'll get through your next class are behind you.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
All right, Nestor, thanks much for that report. Let's move on our rundown to other island matters. As with Christmas tomorrow and the island preparing for island-wide celebrations, Governor Leon Guerrero had a little message for residents before the holiday festivities begin.
We are containing this virus that we have been fighting over the last 2 years. We are looking at turning the corner, and I want our people to be with their families, to love their families, to have a celebration of what the purpose of Christmas is with their families, and to have some kind of normalcy back. But to do that, we need to make sure that you are vaccinated and you're boosted, because I am very cautious and very concerned about what's happening throughout the world with the Omicron. And being real and practical, it's just a matter of time till we see this virus here.
The island's chief executive reiterated the 3 W's of wearing your mask, washing your hands, and watching your distance for island residents to follow throughout Guam. Public Health would like to remind the people that if they are not feeling well before or after the holidays, please get tested right away and isolate yourself just in case to avoid spreading the coronavirus. Well, Guam's top military official sends out his season's greetings throughout the region. Rear Admiral Benjamin Nicholson thanked everyone he's met over the past few months and says that he is personally grateful for the opportunity to serve our country from the Indo-Pacific region.
This year, as a community, we have overcome a number of major challenges and we've made a tremendous amount of progress in the fight against COVID-19. It is absolutely essential that we take the time to recognize our frontline workers for all of their continued dedication. I also encourage everyone to do their part and get vaccinated so we can look forward to more holidays spent with our loved ones in the future. Additionally, my heartfelt thanks goes out to all of our service members and civilian employees who are doing the job of defending the region each and every day. Those of you standing duty on Christmas Day or New Year's Eve or any other holiday, thank you for keeping watch over the rest of us. From my family to yours, we wish you a safe and enjoyable holiday season and a prosperous new year.
And as I said, the Rear Admiral is sending out his holiday greetings throughout the region, also welcoming and thanking members of the community, not just in Guam, but also in the NMI, the Federated States of Micronesia, and the Republic of Belau. Well, are some of the FEMA personnel still on island? While the majority left last week, Public Health shared with KUAM just how many of these staffers stayed behind, along with an update on the quarantine and isolation facility. Daniel Perez has our next report.
With the island out of its third surge, most FEMA personnel have gone, while some chose to stay and continue to aid the island. Public Health PIO Janela Carrera gave a breakdown of their positions and numbers.
We do have some that stayed and are remaining with us. So we had about 10 that left, and we do have some that are remaining. So we have about 27, and they're not all nurses. I just wanted to make that clear. We have one doctor, one nurse practitioner, and then the remaining mix are about RNs, LPNs, and some that are EMTs.
Carrera added that the FEMA personnel will be on island till mid-January, since the contract extensions were approved. When asked if Public Health put in a request for more aid,
we continue to request support from our federal partners, and it's, of course, as the situation dictates. And again, as I mentioned, we've been very fortunate that our requests have always been met, and they continue to work with us and support our needs based on the situation moving forward. And it really depends on whether or not we see another surge or what the situation again dictates. So it really remains to be seen what occurs in the future moving forward.
As for the isolation facility,
we did make some changes with regards to the isolation facility. So the isolation facility still remains at the Bayview Hotel, and that is still available to those who need government or isolation facility in the event that their home is not a suitable location to have as an isolation facility.
Carrera stated that there isn't a need for a quarantine facility, as most travelers coming into Guam are fully vaccinated or present a negative COVID-19 test, enabling incoming travelers to bypass quarantine. Carrera added that if travelers present neither proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test, they can quarantine at home or at the hotel they're staying in. Daniel Perez reporting for Guam's News Network.
Well, while on a trip to the U.S. mainland, Guam Department of Education Superintendent John Fernandez could be meeting with officials from the U.S. Department of Education this coming January to discuss the high-risk grantee status. In an interview with KUAM on Wednesday, Guam Education Board Chairman Mark Mendiola said that with the progress made in the last few years, they are now ready to remove the third-party fiduciary.
With the high-risk status, we've been on it for quite some time. Since I've been on board, about 4.5 years. We've made significant improvements. When I came on board, we were spending like $5 million to pay for a third-party fiduciary to come in and oversee how we spend our federal dollars. I want to report to our community that we've been able to shave that down to about $2.2 million. And so the commitment is that they're going to come out next year around the June time to do a final review, hopefully, to basically tell us that we are going to be, and they're going to check our work. And, and if we do what we say we're going to do and we got it in order, then we can take that $2.2 million and put it back into the classroom, and we'll finally be rid ourselves off of this oversight.
As KUAM News did first report, Fernandez told The Link exclusively last week that some meeting timelines have been set to hopefully remove the third-party fiduciary oversight before the summer during a meeting with the Office of the Secretary of USDOE. The Alvarez and Marsal Public Sector Services Corporation has been GDOE's third-party fiduciary agent since 2009. USDOE designated GOE as a high-risk grantee in September 2003 because of poor management and spending federal funds. And in other news tonight, Guam Regional Medical City has been silent throughout the third surge, but with good reason. The hospital's CEO spoke with Daniel Perez on the increase in COVID cases just months ago.
What we did was to open another unit, an empty unit that was used for maternal child health services in the past, and that came up with a total of 18 beds. The challenge at the time was, of course, providing the staff to take care of this influx of patients. But we managed to get more travelers, and with the help of DOD and the Department of Education, the National Guard giving some of their medical technicians and nurses, we were able to safely staff that unit.
GRMC President and CEO Alan Fontanilla providing details as to what the hospital did to care for COVID patients during the island's third surge. When asked if that unit is still in use,
we're back to not having that unit open at this point. We're able to now take care of them in the regular units.
At the forefront of the surge was the nurses who gave around-the-clock care to those battling COVID.
We have a great group of staff from the ER, she mentioned, of course, to our inpatient units. And thank you to them. They continue to be at their best, on top of their games, really, by really being out there despite what you said, the fatigue from the pandemic. But their dedication and their commitment to patient care was always there. They were relentless in terms of their passion for providing care. So I'm very proud to say that our staff live up to the expectation of our island community in terms of the care that they deserve.
Should another surge come, GRMC assures residents that they are more than ready.
We continue to stay on top of the emerging developments, if you will. We're always continuing to look at our abilities and capabilities in terms of staff, supplies, and equipment. To this day, we continue to address our supply needs, whether we have a sufficient amount or not. And we do have a sufficient amount as we speak. So we feel very good about that. I hope we don't have the influx, obviously. I hope we see the end of this.
GRMC encourages residents to get their boosters and vaccines to protect themselves from the virus. Daniel Perez reporting for Guam's News Network.
Well, as you've been seeing all month, KUAM and our friends at Coast 360 have been bringing you our Making Spirits Bright segment, where we show you videos and pictures of your holiday displays. Now check out these images from the Transportation Security Administration at the A.B. Wanpat International Airport.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa, you can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
And instant prizes from Foot Locker and Burger King. Win the best-selling 2021 Toyota Corolla LE, the crossover SUV 2021 Toyota RAV4 LE, and the dynamic luxury SUV 2021 BMW X1. The more you shop, the more chance to win. In the Micronesia Malls, shop and win.
Hafaday, this is Congressman Nicholas. If you are a small business, you may be interested in a federal program called the State Small Business Credit Initiative. This program can provide federal funds to match equity investments into your company or help you get lower interest rates at local banks. To find out more on how this program can help your small business, please contact your Guam Congressional Office at 475-6453 or at michael.sanicolas@mail.house.gov.
This ad was paid for with official funds from the Office of Congressman Michael F.Q. San Nicolas.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Well, welcome back, my friends. It may have taken about a half year to come to fruition, but a generous and stylish donation to both frontliners and healthcare staffers alike from a family-owned business comes just in time for Christmas. Joan Ugancharfris explains in this touching report.
Royal International Corporation, which currently oversees the Coach and Cole Haan boutiques at the Plaza in Tumon, celebrates their 50th anniversary this year. And General Manager Yoshi Hishikawa says as a result of the COVID pandemic, any celebration to mark such an occasion wasn't possible, especially since the stores were closed for much of the time. But Hishikawa still wanted to do something special.
Since we've been very fortunate, even due to the economic hardship, we wanted to do something for the community, to give back to the community as a thank you for letting us be in business for 50 years here. And then we wanted to reach it out to the frontliners and the healthcare staff, especially after these almost 2 years of being in a pandemic. So their dedication and commitment to the community, so we wanted to do something back.
That's something special? A generous donation of Coach products to the Guam Memorial Hospital and the Guam Medical Association. 439 pieces that range from small accessories to large leather goods to GMH, valued at a little over $70,000, and 420 pieces, valued at about $79,000, went to GMA. To ensure the donation got into the hands of the healthcare workers, he reached out to the GMH Volunteers Association, known as the Pink Ladies. Current President Christine Calvo.
What a wonderful way to celebrate the gift-giving season. It's not something he thought of last week. It's been ongoing. The people at the hospital are on everybody's minds because of what has been happening in the past 2 years.
The idea for the donation came back in July. Corporate approval took some time, but for the lucky frontliners, it was well worth the wait. Now, Calvo says there are close to 1,500 employees at GMH, so a committee will be doing an electronic raffle among staff. But they are beyond grateful for such a donation.
I hope everyone stays safe and healthy during this holiday season. We just wanted to do something for the community as well, so that's why we did what we did, I guess. I didn't think I was going to get a publicity like this. As you can tell, I'm not used to this kind of stuff, but just a thank you for the community as well. Even though majority of our, consumer base may be tourists, but we are part of the community. So,
reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Joan Ugancharfris.
Told you it was very touching. Great job, Joan. Fantastic story. Well, you can see them at the entrances at the Guam Premier Outlet, Cost You Less, and the Agana Shopping Center, and even Kmart and the Micronesia Mall. That's the unmistakable sights and sounds of volunteers who are a key part of the Salvation Army Guam's annual bell ringing campaign, spreading the holiday joy and cheer as volunteers go all out, from singing Christmas carols, dressing in costume, and even dancing. Coming out in full force were members and their families from the Anderson Air Force Base Fire and Emergency Services Unit. Firefighter Elliot Untalan says this was his first time bell ringing, and it definitely will not be his last.
It's one of those opportunities that is open to the public, the community, different organizations, to help assist the Salvation Army with all the great work that they do. So we just decided to take advantage of this opportunity, come out, try to give back, and just volunteer our time.
Bell ringing concluded today, being Christmas Eve, and funds raised will go towards the Salvation Army's mission and many of their community service initiatives, and we thank them for that. Well, the Isla Center for the Arts and Other News is hosting an exhibit showcasing the work of faculty members of the University of Guam's Fine Arts program. Here's Daniel Perez once again with our next story.
Ceramic sculptures, acrylic paintings, prints, and photographs are few of the art featured at the Faculty Biennial at the Isla Center for the Arts. Associate Professor of Art Irina Ketchkesh specializes in printmaking.
Part of my installation, there are several parts of my installation. The part that you see on the floor, actually starting from the walls and then going on the floor and then dissolving in that space over there, is called River, and it's printed, hand printed lino cuts on a very thin fabric. I called it River because it symbolizes the flow of life, but also altogether the installation symbolizes the space of liminality, which is a space in between different stages of life or transitory ephemeral space, and it reflects as well this time we are living in and adjusting to function and conduct our lives in the time of pandemic.
Professor Rick Castro shared what his art and art style mean.
The work that you see here is sort of a return to my abstracts, my most personal painting style. And you mentioned Jackson Pollock. As a matter of fact, that's one of my favorite artists and one of the biggest influences in my painting style. So what we see here is more or less anamorphic forms that you see in addition to some gestural painting, utilizing and emphasizing movement and not just color. This is in essence to create more of a dialogue with my audience so they can take a look at it and give their own interpretation of what they think they're seeing.
The sculptures and ceramics are the first things you see when walking into the exhibit, created by Professor Louis Rifkowitz.
On my left here, I have a series of plates that really deal with the elements of glaze and how they melt in the kiln. When we work with ceramics, we use fire, okay, and heat. And you know, ceramics is clay. We dig it out of the earth, we form it, and then what we're going to do is you know, sort of decorate it. And in the decorative process, we're trying to make glass adhere to the clay and also color the clay. This sculpture here in the background was more an expression of, how could I say, a summer that I spent with a family member who had cancer. Okay, that's what inspired that particular piece.
This art exhibit is open until January 28th, and admission is free. Daniel Perez reporting for Guam's News Network.
And also this evening, gifted and talented education students at Marshal A. Sablan Elementary School down south were able to put smiles on the faces of Manamko in Hagat just in time for Christmas, delivering gifts, homemade cards, and holiday ornaments. The students from Tina Bundicho's class, who range from kindergarten through 5th grade, took part in the 2021 Intergenerational Gifts of the Hand project. It's the second year the students have participated in this wonderful program, and fantastic job by them, and good that they're taking care of our community. Please stay tuned, everybody. My guy Dave Delgado is coming up next. Island Sports after this.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
Half a day. This is Governor Lou Leon Guerrero. If you're struggling to pay rent and utilities because of the pandemic, your government can help. Our emergency rental assistance program provides direct relief to you. To date, over $6.9 million has helped over 1,500 households.
Apply online at eoa.guam.gov or call the Department of Administration's Emergency Rental Assistance Program at 671-638-4518 or 19.
The all-new Hyundai Tucson.
The holidays are here, and you know what that means. Time to gather with family and friends, dress up our homes, and explore the Christmas season in paradise. Why not share these moments for a chance to win $100 in cash? Log on to visitguam.com/Instaguam today to participate in the Guam Visitors Bureau's #Instaguam photo and video contest. A winner will be chosen every week, so share your best holiday moments now and win. Brought to you by GVB, making Guam a better place to live, work, and visit.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Some of Guam's top student athletes and members of the local esports community were recognized for their hard work and dedication. The Laddie Esports League and UOG's Triton Esports program awarded the student athletes during a virtual ceremony streamed on Twitch. UOG also awarded scholarships to 16 student athletes to help with tuition costs for next semester. Laddie Esports League founder Ken Nicholas says the work they put in has not only molded them into stronger competitors, but also built a stronger sense of character, leadership, and confidence amongst themselves. For more results and about the Triton Esports program, visit the program's website or follow Triton Esports on Instagram, Twitch, and Discord. Programming news now. You know we got you covered for all your NFL action Monday, December 27th on the stations of KUAM. 4 in the morning, NFL on CBS, KUAM TV 11, Buffalo Bills at New England Patriots. Keep it locked to KUAM TV 11, 7:25 in the morning. More NFL on CBS. Pittsburgh Steelers at Kansas City Chiefs. Change the channel over to KUAM TV 8 at 11:20 in the morning. NBC Sunday Night Football. Washington football team at Dallas Cowboys.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
You are everything that matters to me, and I promise to do whatever it takes to keep you healthy, to be comfortable, and to be free. I love you. As long as we're together, I'll always make sure that home will always be our best place to breathe.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Mobile Smiles just got bigger and better. Get more Smiles points for every gallon of fuel you purchase. Or get more miles with United Mileage Plus. Register your Smiles card online to start redeeming rewards today at guam.mobilesmiles.com.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. In a time where we have chaos and craziness in the world, there are reminders that there is good in our society, sometimes coming in the form of an 11-year-old.
Having a birthday so close to Christmas, December 15th to be exact, you'd think the concern would be if you're going to get one big present or two small presents. But that wasn't what Aria Ujoa was thinking.
Christmas is all about giving. That's more important than receiving.
So for her birthday party, the 6th grade FB Leon Guerrero Middle School student asked that instead of gifts for her, that guests bring much-needed toiletries such as shampoo and soaps that would benefit those in need.
I was taught that there are other kids that don't have stuff that my sister and I have. My birthday's 10 days before Christmas, so I think it would be a nice thing to do.
On Monday, Aria, along with their parents CJ and Rin Lazama, pulled a wagon full of items to Governor Lou Leon Guerrero's office. The donation will benefit Togi, just one of the many nonprofit organizations their office has been supporting this year. Togi, which translates to Stand Up or Rise in Samoru, is about offering optimal quality of wellness for all and serves as a peer support network for people in recovery.
Our only hope and our wish for this is that we can inspire others to do the same. Give back what you can, you don't have to give back so much, but any little thing. And when it comes from, so many people, it becomes so much.
Here's hoping a simple act of kindness creates a ripple effect. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Jonagan Charfris.
Amazing story, Joan. Thank you very much. Equally inspiring tonight, of course, your Cold Stone Creamery birthday shoutouts. You guys, it's a Christmas Eve edition of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club, so here we go. Happy birthday on Christmas Eve to Hazel Gabriela Babalta Uggan, who celebrates birthday number 3 this year. And happy birthday to our boss baby, Hazel. We hope you have an amazing day today and always. We love you, baby girl. Brian J. Santiago celebrates birthday number 25. 25 trips around the planet. All right. Brian Joel, you truly deserve to celebrate this day and many more to come. Huguaitahao Asaguahu. And John Isus. Happy birthday, John. Enjoy your special day. We love you, says your Barragata family. All right, everybody, that is going to do it for our show tonight. Christmas Eve edition now in the books. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, safe, and blessed holiday. Okay, and all you boys and girls out there, get to sleep because Santa's on his way. But not before we get to this week's winner of the birthday shoutouts. Hey, Hazel Gabriela Babalta Uggan, you are this week's winner of a yummy ice cream cake from Cold Stone Creamery. Congratulations to you and your family, and you have an extra day to celebrate how awesome you are. Happy birthday to you. You are this week's winner. Okay, I was saying, all you little ones, you youngsters, get to bed. We have it already. We've been breaking this news. Santa is on his way, so get to sleep, leave out the cookies and the milk, stay 6 feet apart, be safe, and have a wonderful Merry Christmas, everybody. From all of us at KUAM, happy holidays. Good night.
The One Micronesia podcast is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Hafide, Mogasin, and Rananim. Welcome to the One Micronesia podcast. And in this episode,